the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. Peace.
Peace, man.
BoxingVoice.com, live here with the trainer of Earl Spence Jr., Derrick James. Derrick, first question I'm going to ask, I'm going to take you back to a couple of older press conferences. When Earl Spence faced Chris Algieri, you said Earl's the best fighter Algieri has ever faced. And I right away was like, I did the emoji. What? He's fighting Pacquiao. How could Earl be the best fighter Algieri's ever going to face? So now, wait, after you did it with Algieri, you said that with Kell Brook as well, even though Kell Brook faced Gennady. And I did, what? Gennady is so good. Is it going to be the same way for Lamont now?
So what I said is that he's the best and most technically sound, fighter. Pacquiao is more finesse, more, Earl is more technical. So that's the difference. Earl is more technical than Gennady, because if you saw, I'm not going to talk about him. But I think at this point, yeah, Earl will be the best, most technically sound fighter that Lamont is fighting also. But at the same time, from a technical standpoint, Lamont will be the best, most technically sound fighter that Earl is possibly fighting also.
Can you break down the differences in technicality between Kell Brook and Lamont? Because some would say Kell Brook was more technically sound because he followed his game plan behind the 1-2.
Well, Kell Brook, his technique is one thing in particular, but he wasn't able to. And he's he's just a very big, skilled fighter. So that's the difference between Lamont and Kell Brook. The size, for one, definitely. But the strategy that Kell tries to implement makes him a big factor. And for one point, I always think that he's the bigger, stronger fighter. There's no way that Keith Thurman could deal with him and his size and him wrestling and muscling. That's why Sean Porter was a football player. You know how strong he really is? Sean, he was able to wrap Sean up. But when he fought on the inside with the arrow, people said, well, what are you going to do when Kell Brook holds Errol? I said, nothing, because he's only going to do it a couple of times. He never really held him because the Errol was hitting with them body shots from the inside. So Kell Brook is an all-around great fighter, but Lamont is also. But Lamont's size, Kell Brook's size, and he's so massive and so strong, that's the difference in what they do.
Man, but you just made it sound like the difference in between Kell Brook and Lamont is the size. So does that mean this is a walk in the park?
Oh, hell no, man. There's no such thing as a walk in the park unless you're actually walking in the park. Come on, man. So listen, if you look at it like this, Kell Brook is a phenomenal fighter, and he was, to me, the best welterweight in the division. We beat the best welterweight in the division. But mentally, you have to prepare for the best welterweight in the division every fight. So mentally, regardless of how I see it and the way I'm explaining it, I have to view Lamont Peterson as the best welterweight in the division, because if you train for some guy subpar, you will prepare your fighter subpar. You will think soft of your guy when this guy's the phenomenal fighter. I had to sit back and think about this, and he said, well, I'm the guy that took the fight. Well, all those other guys got the phone call. I promise you they did, so he's not lying about that. He was just the man who is the guy who stepped up. And if you think about how he's been fighting his whole career, he's a fighter. He's going to go in, he's a dog, he's a fighter, and that's really what it is. So we have to go in and prepare for a dog fight, doing extra stuff. We did some extra stuff with Kell Brook. I do more than that because this is a guy, I've never seen him tired. So, it's a good thing. It's going to be a good fight, man.
Am I being ignorant to think that the game plan for Earl Spence is simply to do what he's been doing, walk his man down, dig to the body? Lamont is the smaller man moving up a couple of divisions, even though he's already acclimated to 47. But, he started his career at a lower division, whereas Earl's already just a big guy. So is that an ignorant way of thinking?
No, it's not, man. Sometimes in life, like I said before, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, like I said on the podium, is that you have to make Errol a perfect fighter from being on the inside, from fighting, being able to box him, from fighting off the ropes. So after be an expert in every aspect of it. I have to move around. This is going to be the hardest training camp I ever had because we started Saturday, man. I'm tired. I was tired as hell because he's walking me down. But at the same time, I'm having to box him going backwards. So I have to emulate what he does. And so he's a great fighter, man. And it's hard to, it's going to be hard on me, to be honest. But he's going to keep being himself, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep doing what he does. But at the same time, like I said, he has to be a great outside fighter. He has to use great defense. He has to be great on the ropes. He has to be great everywhere. And that's what my focus is.
I've heard everybody here, that made it to the podium say how this is going to be a dogfight. Now, again, I don't know if I'm ignorant here or have a lack of knowledge, but I feel like if Lamont Peterson falls into the style that he used in an Amir Khan fight or a Kendall Holt fight, it's a recipe for disaster versus a Earl Spence. I think that he should go in his bag and use the style that he used versus Danny Garcia. Obviously, you're saying that you're, in the ring with Earl and, you're going forward, you're going backwards, so you're emulating Lamont as a boxer, but is that Lamont's best opportunity?
I think that if you look at, for me as a trainer, and not as his trainer, but as a fighter, because I'm not an Errol Spence fan, I'm his trainer. So I watch other.
Wait. So you're his trainer and not his fan?
Listen, a fan of a guy can never tell a guy the truth, right? The trainer has to be able to break his heart, hurt his feelings, build him back up, right? The fan is going to always, oh, you're so great, Earl, you're so great. The trainer said, man, I don't like what you just did. I'm going to talk to him and get on him. So I can't be so much of a fan of his that I can't be honest with him. Because you know how people are fans like Michael Jordan, come on, man. So I'm not the guy who's like that. I'm the guy who's going to, like I said, I can never be a fan of a guy because I'm helping get him right. And if I'm a fan, I'm going to miss the good stuff. Like people say Errol Spence is great, he does this, but at the same time, I have to see everything he's doing wrong. And if, as a fan, I'm only looking at the end results. He keep winning. But as a trainer, I got to watch him if he's dropping his hand, if he's doing this, if he's doing that. That's the key. That's the key to my job, the key to my success. If there's a day that I'm not telling him that, he can get rid of me. And I want him to. I said, listen, if I can't help you get to where you need to do, you can need to let me go and go find somebody better. And that's what I believe. So that puts pressure on me, too, to keep reinventing myself, to stay on top of the game.
So, obviously, with this fight, you guys already mentioned everybody got the call. But Earl has continued to say that he wants 3 fights next year. Right. We haven't seen anyone on that level. Obviously, he's on the elite level at this point, but we haven't seen anyone get 3 fights.
Yet.
This
is the year right here. I believe that he's going to
smile on his face.
So yeah, listen, it's all about him getting out there and doing this thing, man. If we can get Errol 3 fights and Jamel 3 fights, come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. But we get this started with Errol, and then Jamel gets some in, and it's good, man. So I believe it's going to happen because if Al tells them it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I believe that.
Now, Earl tweeted a picture out from, I don't follow any other sports, but somewhere in Dallas, he was in a stadium. You were next to him, and he wants to bring a fight to that stadium. Is that the only option? Is that the best option? Again, I don't know about Dallas, and I don't know about those other sports, but as a fight fan,
I think I saw you in Dallas.
I was in Dallas. I know how to GPS your gym. That's about it.
Okay, yeah. No, man, listen, everybody wants to fight in that stadium, no matter who it is. You get 100,000 people in that place. So, it's the energy. You're in there, it's marble everywhere, man. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, like, you go to the bathroom and have televisions in the mirrors. I mean, it's like everything you could imagine, he thought, like, let me get, and he did it, right? So, but, I mean, everybody wants that. We may start at the AAC, or we could fight at the Star, which is the smaller venue that seats about 12,000. Okay. So something with the Cowboys, possibly something with the Mavericks. It doesn't matter with the Mavericks. It's going to be a good deal because I think we're going to see another top team, which is only one top team in Dallas anyway. It's our team right now, But hopefully we can inspire the Cowboys and the Mavericks to step the game up.
Now, obviously, with the inception of PBC, we haven't really seen. Not great. We've seen great matchmaking, but placement hasn't really been there. Like, for instance, Keith and Sean fought here, and now Earl and Lamont are fighting here. For you to get that Dallas fight, does Earl or Jamel have to be main and co-main to really get those 12,000 tickets that you need, or more?
No, I think Earl can get it by himself, but I think that Yeah, but I think this is a key element, though. Look at New York are true boxing fans. So Vegas is all poo-poo, she. People really don't know the fighters, but they know it's an event going on. People go to the fight in Vegas just to be in Vegas while the fight is going on. Mm-hmm. People come to the Barclay to see the fight. There are women who sit next to guys who can tell a guy everything about the fighter, tell him how he should build his hands. So New York City is a special city because the history of boxing for years, from fighting at the Garden to fighting here now, which this place is basically taking over that. But it's like, this is the true essence for me of boxing. This is like, when we were in the UK, the way those fans were, this is how that feels. When you're in New York, people walking up to you, or you're at the venue, and it's like they know boxing. So this is, to me, the new Mecca because of the type of fights that they're bringing to the Barclays Center, and the fact that this is the true heart of America. But the better true boxing fans are going to come here. Vegas is just a place for, I don't know. I mean, it's like La La Land, you know, because it's not real, right? Because most people don't have to be boxing fans. They just hear and they, oh, I'm going to go. Yeah. But this place, like, we're going to see a fight. And I love that, you know, D.C.'s right down the way. It's perfect. You in Jersey, it's perfect, man.
All right, well, I obviously want to thank you, but we will be switching subjects. I see Earl's still busy, so we're going to talk a little bit about Jamel.
Yeah.
And, you know, what do you got planned for him? Or obviously, I know you let them control their career, but what have you at least heard he's looking for next year?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, when I'm on break from these guys, I'm on break from these guys. Even though we do talk, so we'll come in for a week or two, some mini camp or whatever, but
wait, so he's not helping Lamont? I thought one hand washes the other.
No.
I mean, excuse me, not helping Earl for the Lamont fight?
Because he has somebody else smaller. Jamel's a lot bigger. But he's going to come in and work too. Now listen. They're working. But we're not talking about who's next. We're talking about what's right now. So for him, there's nothing on the table. We know what he possibly wants. I can't.
The Hurd fight, Jared Hurd.
I mean, if he said.
I mean, he said that. He said that the Hurd fight is easier than the Erickson Lubin fight, but
well, I don't
agree with that either.
I don't. Well, I look at like I think that what he's saying is that maybe it's the height behind the guy opposed to this guy being a fighter. He's a big, strong guy, man. He's gonna fight you. I mean, like I said, Hurd's durability is the key to his success. He's able to take those shots where other guys take the shots and go down. But at the same time, Jamel, his power was a lot more than the other guys. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Well, all right. There you have it. Derrick James, Earl Spence Jr.'s trainer, January 20th. It's going to be a dogfight, allegedly.
No, come on, man. Listen, man. Don't say, man, listen, man. We're going to get into a fight right now. Listen, I trust and believe those guys are going to fight. I know they're going to fight because...
No, they are.
They did.
I just don't think it's the smart thing for Lamont to do. He don't want to get in a dogfight with Earl.
Listen to what he said, though. He said it's going to start out as a boxing match, and it may end up as a dogfight. So they're both telling the truth. So
wait, so you weren't never at those sparring sessions?
I was at one of them, but I have all the videos.
Okay, so you got the smile on your face. I want to know. Is it like the Keith? Is it like the Keith and Sean tape where Sean kept? I mean, Ken Porter kept saying, "No, we got the tape." Is it that good? Is it that good?
I have the video of him sparring Adrian.
Ooh.
I had a video of him sparring.
Wait. Is it the Adrian alleged knockout?
No, listen. I said, listen. I have a video of everyone of him sparring. What's my man named Sean Porter and Lamont Peterson. I have every one of them.
I gotta cut it short. Andrew want me to cut it short, and I gotta make sure we get Earl before we go.
Yeah, we're trying to run right out. Forget it.
I mean, if you want to walk with
Earl, let me.